Yeah. So hi, my name's Rebecca. I'm doing Unit 204 for Deliver Basic Treatments to Animals. I've got Lottie just behind Addison here. She's got mange on her skin. She's not contagious anymore, but she's still got it on her ears and she has a skin infection. She still has it on her ears. So she'll be having an Allidex graft done to her. So this is her medication. It's been prescribed by the vet, only to her. She has 5 millilitres of Allidex to a litre of hot cold water. Lottie, come here. This is Lottie. As you can see, she's got the mange still on her ears here. So that's the one thing we're targeting today. Good girl. So preparation is the most important thing. So because it is quite acidic, I have to wear gloves, otherwise it will irritate my skin and cause burns to me. Also, I have to have a towel on the bottom of the bath because it also like burn away the bath as such. So first things first is we do the measurements. Lottie. So we'll do 5 millilitres. Yes, I'll give you my face. We've got 5 millilitres. And once we're finished, it has to go back into where the medicine is to be put away. For now, just put that there. So I have to have the window open because of the fumes. You'll probably see a bit of fumes and smoke when I put the water in with it now. So she has. Let's tell me. So she has 500 millilitres of hot water and then 500 millilitres of cold water. So that gets mixed in with that. And then that's the 500 millilitres of cold water. So that's nice and warm, so it's not going to be too hot on her skin. So what we do is we'll bring her up here. Obviously I'm going to restrain her by using is by using one of these, a stranger, because they're usually washable after. And she's obviously going for pictures just so she doesn't try and jump off the bath whilst I'm doing it. And obviously for preparation I've got a towel for after to wrap her in. She doesn't get dry, it just stays in the skin and she'll go straight back to her kennel. And we'll give her some fresh blankets and some towels just to keep her a bit warm while she's drying. And we dab it on her skin using one of these because it's easy just to throw away this every time and it's cheaper, less expensive. Okay, so this is her health treatment. Come here. So quickly, I'll just say that if I'm in need of any help or advice and need like immediate attention, I've got Lana here who knows all about the treatment and will jump in when help is obviously needed. Good girl. You can tell she's used to this. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, so the first things first is I need to rinse off using a nice warm temperature. I'll rinse off just the debris off her skin. Good girl. So that the medication is going directly to her skin rather than on top of the dirt. Just going to rinse that off. Good girl. say, so today we're obviously focusing mainly on her ears, so it's important that I give them enough good drinks. Good girl. Yeah.
How often does she have to have these treatments, eh?
She has this treatment once every week, so she has a set day which is Tuesday. So every Tuesday I'm a designated person who has to do this to her. Also because I see her every week, so I can watch her progression, watch if there's anything that's bothering her. She's got a little irritation somewhere. Obviously I can keep track of any good or bad notes for her. So the only thing we do is we put it in and we literally just dab it over the skin, making sure we get it everywhere. Because, for instance, with her ears, if you miss a patch or don't focus on that patch too much, the mange will all go to one area. So this is a great example. The manges all come from her body up to her ears, which is why she's left with it just on her ears, which is now the hardest bit to get rid of. So she has all of her pads done underneath, all around her bum and her tail. Good girl.
How long has she been having this treatment for?
She's been having it for, it's been about 3 months now. She's been having it for religiously every Tuesday. Obviously she's doing a lot better. She was practically near enough bald with scabby face and scabby eyes. And now she's looking a lot better. Oh. Good girl. You're just used to this by now, aren't you?
So what sort of things are you looking for while you're dabbing that on?
So I'm looking for mainly her reaction. So if there's an area which is a bit sore and I put this on, so she's got, I'd say, a little fungal infection or something and it gets a bit sore, if I put this Alidex on it, it's going to sting. So I'm looking for a reaction. So also if that's gone onto an area which is sore for her, I need to know what the area is, why it's hurting her, and what obviously can be done to stop it. Obviously at the same time I'm also making sure that I get every patch. I'm checking for any signs, so on here I should just get a little bit of debris and normal fur. It shouldn't come up with scaly skin, it shouldn't come up with too much fur because that means she'd be getting hair loss because of it, which isn't always good. So I'm always checking for those things when I'm doing it. I'm just making sure at the same time she's not in too much pain, she's quite calm. Yeah. Obviously talking to her the whole time, reassuring her that it's nearly done, nearly over. But she is, we're halfway now, darling. Good girl. Good girl. Give me down. Give me down. Step back a bit. Good girl. So when we're going around her face, it's important to obviously focus mainly on her ears, but making sure that it's facing flat down so it doesn't go into her ears, as obviously that will cause a lot of irritation, probably a lot of problems and discomfort for her. And at the same time, when we're going around her face, that obviously doesn't go. Obviously it needs to go around her eyes but not too close to her eyes, so I don't usually soak it, I just leave the sponge as it is wet and just quickly just go around her face. But it's important to do this, otherwise the mange will just come to her face and it's going to be even worse for her. Good girl. Good girl. Nearly done.
So when you first had her, was she in isolation?
Yes, she was in isolation for 7 days, and then she got brought over to sick bay because she was in quarantine, as this was contagious when she first came to the kennels. So she was in quarantine for quite a few months while she was having this, also because it was calm for her over in sick bay. But yeah, she had to be in quarantine like everyone else. Good girl. Just do that there again. Yeah. Okay. Just do this. There we are.
And how much longer has she got the treatment for?
until she needs to have 2 clear skin scrapes from the vet. So she's had 1 on her body, but she had a skin scrape down her ear, and it's come through, obviously, that she's still got the mange. So she needs to have this done until it's completely clear, then she can have her second vaccination, then she can officially go out to her home. Okay, so she's all done. So the next thing, I just wrap her up into a towel and I take her straight back to her pen, and then I'll come back and I'll disinfect everywhere that she's touched. Oh, well done. Right now, you're going back now. You're going back now. Good girl. So just wrap her up to make sure that she's not going to drip anywhere, otherwise the dogs are all going to walk onto that. And now I'm just going to quickly go and take her back to the pen. I'll come back in a minute to disinfect. Can you stop it? And then I'll come back.